Hello everyone and welcome back to AmmoMart.com, where you can find real firepower online. In our previous video, we tested the stopping power of the 44 Rem Mag out of a handgun. As promised, what we're going to do now is see what its capabilities are out of a much longer barrel in the Henry Big Boy lever action rifle. That functional piece of art is going to not only demonstrate the differences in velocity with a longer barrel, but hopefully we can test the practical accuracy of the 44 Rem Mag as we move back to longer and longer yardages. As I stated during the history of video, one of the problems that the 44 Rem Mag has is it runs out of steam pretty quickly, and the bullet drop past around 100, 125 yards is pretty significant. So hopefully we'll be able to demonstrate how significant by the time the video is over today. We're going to use the same ammunition that we did for the pistol, and that ranged in speeds from around 1,200 up to maybe slightly more than 1,300 feet per second. We would expect better performance out of that from a rifle, but let's see as we compare apples to apples. Hang tight, we'll be right back with the shooting. So this will be the Ammo Inc. TMJ round. Try to get this guy tuned in someplace good. That was 1,783 feet per second. As you can tell, we had an audible rap of the steel downrange, which is what we expected. No reason to inspect the gel block, and let's be honest, we might as well get rid of the clothes because it just knocks them off anyway. Whoa, does that guy bite? Straight through. Now, what I would like to see is whether or not it will stay in the ballistic gelatin with the jacketed hollow point round as it did with the handgun. So, this will be the PMC Bronze, 180 grain. Oh, it's easier to shoot when they're naked. That was 2,089 feet per second in a deceased gel block, and we hit the steel again. I can see her moving. So a substantial difference in power. After resetting the gel block, I'm completely incorrect. The steel must have been moving from before, because what you are looking at is one mangled up piece of 44 Rem Mag and at probably 14 inches of penetration, which would be an absolute A+ on the FBI statistic. Yes, I took the clothes off, but let's be honest. Is it really going to matter when you get hit at 10 feet from something going 2,089 feet per second? I highly doubt. Now, let's see if we can get the other one, the big game round, designed for hunting, to stay in the gel block as well. Okay, try to take a different route if we can. That one was 1,454 feet per second. It is advertised slower because of the 280 grain weight. And it, try to see if I can figure out where she went. I did not hear it hit steel. But hopefully the camera can give us a better indication of where this guy is at. It's possible that it just missed the steel from the flight path it was on. Those were in there from before. So I have to do a little more dissection when we get back to the lab. So right now I'm totally impressed with the capabilities of the 44 Magnum out of a rifle. That's awfully impressive. Now what we'd like to do is move back, reset some things, and see what it does as it moves back, dropping off not only in power, but hopefully in trajectory. So we're going to test what kind of practical accuracy that it actually has as we move back. I've moved back to the 50-yard line. Downrange, you can see we have a steel target painted green with a very convenient circle center mass. What I'm going to try to do, I haven't changed the elevator sights at all. Line everything up, get off a well-aimed shot, and see what the trajectory change is. Bear in mind, I'm using the fastest bullet that I brought today, the PMC Bronze, running at 1,750 feet per second on the box, but we got closer to 2,000. So let's see if there's any drop at 50 yards with this particular ammunition. It's in the hole. Take my time here. Well, I can tell you that it didn't drop. It actually climbed. I'm about maybe 2 inches over the top and slightly left of the bullseye, but you probably heard a good audible hit. So, no significant drop so far. Let's move back and see what happens. So we've moved back to the 100-yard line. This is not a shot I would take at a deer based on my skill set. I don't shoot a lot of open sight rifle anymore, or I should say iron sights. But we're hoping to demonstrate whether or not this thing has significant drop at 100 yards. I'll keep the aiming point the same. We are using the same target, and hopefully after firing, you'll hear an audible steel plink. So here we go, 100 yards. With the PMC Bronze. That is a hit on the target. I'd like to go one more just to see a general trend. The order of impact was, this was the 50-yarder, this was the first one at 100, and this was the second one at 100. With that particular platform and no scope, I don't see any reason why we would move back to 125 or 150. The results would be not necessarily based on the ballistics of the round. It could just be me, my Gen 1 eyeballs, and the crude sighting system on the Henry. However, I can tell you that it does have practical accuracy at 100 yards. As you can tell, it does a very nice job at a very long distance for what was originally developed as a pistol round. And you can tell by the audible strength that it has when it hits the steel, it definitely has lethal power at 100 yards for sure. Very, very impressed with the .44 Remington Magnum. Excellent choice, be it handgun or rifle.